Welcome, fellow lovers of the weird and strange. This is Lance, your host of Legends of the Hidden Horde, where we explore the cryptids that stalk the dark corners of our globe. A huge thank you to all of you for tuning in. Your ears make these strange journeys possible. If you're enjoying the show, please hit that subscribe button, leave us a quick review, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or X. Every subscription, every star rating, every follow helps us reach more curious minds and keeps the stories coming. Your support truly makes a difference. Now let's dive into the next story. Come jump into the swamp boat with me, and let's cruise into the dark, damp mist together. This is episode 11, the Pukwudgie. In the shadowed folds of Hockomock Swamp, where the mist clings like a shroud to twisted roots of ancient cedars, and the water whispers secrets in languages long forgotten, the Pukwudgie waits. Not as a mere legend etched in Wampanoag fireside tales, but as something older, hungrier, a remnant of the world before roads scarred the earth and streetlights banished the dark. The air there grows thick at twilight, heavy with the scent of decaying leaves and something sweeter, almost floral, that lures the unwary deep into the labyrinth of reeds and black water. Locals in the Bridgewater Triangle know better than to venture alone after dusk. They speak of the small ones in hushed tones, calling them by the name the Wampanoag gave them, Pukwudgie, the little wild men of the woods who vanish. The story begins as all such tales do, with jealousy. Long before the colonists arrived with their iron and crosses, the Wampanoag revered Malshop, the giant creator who shaped Cape Cod from handfuls of sand and whales flung from the sea like stones. Malshop walked among the people, teaching them to hunt and weave, his laughter booming like thunder across the marshes. But the Pukwudgies, those knee-high beings with gray, smooth skin that sometimes glowed like foxfire under moonlight, grew envious. Once, in the oldest oral traditions, they had been allies, organizing into 7 bands under powerful chiefs. Their magic woven into the salt marshes of Papaneset Bay, they built grass houses and traded secrets with humans who showed respect. Yet Malshop's favor turned their hearts black. They plotted in the shadows, their quill-covered backs bristling like porcupines, their oversized ears twitching at every slight. In the end, they murdered the giant, some say with poisoned arrows tipped in their own venom. Others claim by luring his sons to cliffs and pushing them to their deaths below. With Malshop gone, the Pukwudgie scattered into the swamps and forests, their mischiefs curdling into malice. They became tricksters no longer playful but predatory, shapeshifters who could vanish at will, ignite flames from their fingertips, or summon will-o-wisp lights, tepehuancas, to lead wanderers astray. Children vanished from village edges, only for their bodies to be found days later, unmarked, yet lifeless, as if their spirits had been stolen. Hikers in Freetown Fall River State Forest still whisper of the ledge, that sheer drop where the small ones wait, patient as stone, to nudge the unwary into oblivion. Centuries later, in the autumn of 2023, a man named Jason Ogden, a skeptical journalist from Boston, ignored every warning as he chased a story on the Bridgewater Triangle's high strangeness. He had read the folklore in passing, the Pukwudgies as Algonquin cousins to European fairies, capricious guardians of the wild who might aid those in harmony with the earth or destroy those who despoiled it. But Jason saw only superstition, a quaint relic for podcast and tourist traps. He parked his truck near the swamp's edge at dusk, flashlight in hand, notebook ready. The air hummed with unseen insects, and fog rolled in like a living thing, muting the distant hum of the highway. At first, it was only sounds, a child's giggle from the underbrush, and a low chant in a tongue that twisted like the wind through hollow reeds. He pressed on, drawn by a faint glow ahead, blue-white, dancing like fireflies, but too deliberate, too beckoning. He caught the first sighting out of the corner of his eye, kind of blur of the line between flesh and spirit. From afar, It looked like a lost boy, no taller than a toddler, crouched by a mossy stump. Jason called out, his voice swallowed by the mist. Closer now, the figure resolved into something wrong. Gray skin stretched taut over a trollish frame, nose elongated and hooked, fingers too long and knobby, eyes reflecting orange in the beam like a deer's, but with a knowing malice. Porcupine quills bristling along its spine, and when it turned, the creature's back shimmered as if the spines could ignite. This was no cryptid in the grainy photo sense, no Bigfoot print or blurry Dover demon sketch, but something older, a living echo from the folklore. In one variation of the legend, Pukwudgies were solitary now, unlike their banded ancestors in the salt marshes, perhaps fragmented by centuries of human encroachment. Some modern accounts from hikers describe them as glowing faintly, controlling the spirits of the dead to whisper lies, or shape-shifting mid-stride into a porcupine that scuttles away only to re-emerge as the humanoid fiend. Jason's rational mind fractured here. Was this a misidentified animal? A porcupine distorted by pareidolia in low light? Or worse, a spirit summoned by the swamp's ancient curse, a remnant of Wampanoag's magic, said to guard the land from outsiders. The figure didn't flee, it grinned, revealing teeth too sharp for something so small, and extended a hand as if offering guidance. He followed foolishly. The lights multiplied, leading him in circles until the ground sloped upward towards the ledge. Whispered filled his ears, promises of forgotten knowledge, visions of Malshop's fall, warning that humanity's machines and sprawl had awakened them anew. Other retellings twist the encounter further. Some tales claim Pukwudgies appear only to those out of balance with nature, testing them with pranks that turn lethal. Others suggest benevolent variants, guardians who guide the dying or protect the forest from loggers. But Jason felt no benevolence. A sudden shove, unseen but forceful like a gust with intent, sent him teetering on the cliff's brink. He glimpsed more of them then, a band of 5 or 6, emerging from the trees in formation, quills raised like spears. One fired an arrow, invisible until it grazed his arm, burning like ice and fire. Poison? Magic? The wound itched with visions, flashes of colonial graves disturbed, of swamps drained for suburbs, of a world where the little people reclaim what was theirs. He scrambled back, heart hammering, the creature's laughter chasing him like rattling bones. By the time he reached his truck, dawn was breaking, and the swamp had swallowed its secrets once more. The wound on his arm never fully healed. It itched on full moons, a reminder that some encounters leave marks deeper than skin. Yet the Pukwudgie endures not as monster or myth, but as a mirror to our fractured souls. In its diminutive fury lies a profound philosophical insight. It teaches us the peril of hubris, the illusion that we stand apart from the wild rather than within it. Born of jealousy toward a giant who embodied creation's generosity, the Pukwudgie embodies the shadow side of progress, our own envy-fueled disconnection from the earth that birthed us. It warns that disrespecting the land, its indigenous stewards, or the unseen forces treading through it, invites consequences, both literal and spiritual, lures into darkness, cliffs of our own making. The lessons are clear. Humility before the unknown, reverence for oral histories that encode ecological wisdom, and a recognition that cryptids like these are not aberrations, but invitations to rewild our spirits. For the future of our world, the implications spiral outward like swamp ripples. In an era of climate upheaval and habitat loss, ignoring such entities risks a greater vanishing, not of Pukwudgies, but of our own humanity. If we heed them, perhaps a reconnection awaits, where technology bows to the old magics and forests reclaim their guardians. If not, The wild little men will persist in the shadows, patient as the mist, waiting for the next fool to stray too far. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe to the podcast. Give me a follow on Facebook, Instagram, Reels, or X. And until next time, keep your eyes open. You never know what might be lurking in the shadows.